We help people to retire early by helping them build Bitcoin into traditional pensions, build their own bespoke Bitcoin pension, help them understand Bitcoin, help them to optimize their strategy so they own much more Bitcoin, and help them to optimize their security so they can never lose their Bitcoin. Now that the price is rallying, I start to get loads of DMs, emails, messages. People are interested again, and most of the time the question is, Dinny, what about, like, pick an altcoin name? What about this? What about that? Should I buy this? XRP good investment? Question mark. You know, selling Bitcoin to buy Ethereum. What do you reckon? Okay, and like I try and reply to these people because I know they're setting themselves up for failure. I know they probably don't have loads of money in the first place, and they're going to have less when they get spat out the back of their crypto investing journey. Okay, normally my reply will be, how many books have you read? How many Bitcoin courses have you taken? Like, how many Bitcoin books have you purchased? Have you invested into a Bitcoin book, is what I said to a fella there earlier. And the reason for that is, we're trying to the problem with the world isn't that the information isn't available, it's that there's too much information, and there's nonsense. There's so much nonsense in the world, and it can take a long time to digging through the weeds and serving your time and making mistakes and screwing up and meeting experts and making mistakes and going places and spending money to actually find the signal amongst all the noise. Okay, so you will not find it, or it's very difficult to find it just watching a few free videos. That's why I'm like, invest in a bloody book. Like, what does a book cost? I don't know, 20, 30 quid, buy an audiobook. But if you're not prepared to read at least one Bitcoin book, if not 10, you've probably no business touching crypto. Okay, and I don't say that. I say that from experience. I say that because I've been through market cycles, and I know people who ask these questions lose their ass. And this cycle will be no different. Already loads of them have already been wrecked the way the market wrecked them earlier in the year. And that's why my best advice is to invest into yourself and your education. When I first started learning about Bitcoin, I done what I done in all my other business. And it's the only way that I managed to get myself in the position I'm in. Tony Robbins taught me this. You've probably heard me say it loads of times. You're sick of it if you watch the channel a lot. But there's two ways to get that done. You can spend a decade making mistakes, wasting money, wasting time, and in 10 years, you're an expert. But it costs you 10 years. Or find an expert. Find someone who's done all that, made all the mistakes, wasted all the money, wasted all the time, and just pay them and get them to teach it, okay, in 6 weeks. So you get 10 years of knowledge, 10 years of experience in a much shorter time. And that's what I always advise people to do. You have to study, you have to put time into this. It's not about just picking stuff and not knowing what you're at. It's called proof of work. It's the concept of how Bitcoin operates. It's a process called proof of work. It means you can't fake it. I spoke to someone there, and my analogy was, it's like preparing for a fight, okay, and not doing any training. So get into the ring unfit, you're going to get the shit kicked out of you. You're going to lose the fight if the other fighter does all the training, is in peak condition, okay? And that's just it. No one can change you. Either do the work or you don't. And it's the exact same concept here. It's how Bitcoin works. It's what makes Bitcoin flawless. It's what separates it from everything else, is proof of work. Okay, what takes it beyond the control of humans, so humans can't fuck it up. Okay, and it's what you need to do if you want to retire early. You must do the work. Nobody's getting lucky here. I'm not going to tell you what to buy. I teach you how to understand everything. It's like, you know, give a man a meal, you'll feed him for a day. Or give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, you'll feed him for a lifetime. That's why I really want to encourage all my community to do the work. Okay, if you find yourself, if you're new to the channel, you've just found it, and you just want me to tell you what to do, it's going to go badly for you. You're going to squander one of the biggest opportunities of your lifetime, and you're going to lose money that you probably can't afford to lose. So it's double bad. Okay, so do the work, invest into courses. Like, I'll shield my own. I think I have the best course for normal people, because I understand my skill is to break stuff down and make it really simple. No, what's a normal person? Pretty much everyone. I've had clients from multi-millionaires to people who are on the breadline, and every single one of them gets the same value. I've explained Bitcoin, taught 8-year-olds how to use Bitcoin. and use it to set themselves in the future. And I've taught people over 80 how to use Bitcoin to set themselves up in their future, and they can all use it. Okay, so invest in courses. Like as I was saying, when I first came to Bitcoin, the amount of consulting I done with experts. I spoke to Andreas Antonopoulos, Simon Dixon, I won't even remember all the names. I done a course with Seyfried Moose, the author of the Bitcoin Standard, and loads of other folks. Can't even remember half the guy's name now. They don't even exist on social media anymore, they're gone. But I just consulted with them because I was like, these guys are in the weeds for years, and I can spend years trying to figure this out, watching YouTube, not really knowing what's going on, or I can get straight to it and get to the important information so I don't have to waste time and waste the opportunity. And that's what I encourage everyone to do. That's how I had all success in life, was always by hiring experts. So I scaled a fitness business, earning a tenner an hour. You know, someone paying you a tenner to do a fitness class. Like, why? How can you retire early on that? You know, just people earning 150 grand a year and they're not retired early, whereas I to do it on fitness wage because I got the right information and I applied it. And that's the only difference. Access to information and applying it. And so if you find yourself asking those questions, just wishing what to buy, or you're asking strangers, or your mate in work on the coffee break is giving you advice of which altcoin's going to rip next, baby, you don't get it. You're missing a big opportunity. Hindsight will be 2020. A lot of the people who went through that and thought that this talk, when I gave this talk in 2020, 2021, thought that I was full of crap and they knew better, a lot of them then became my clients in 2023 and 2024. And boy, did they wish that they didn't make the mistakes they make and lose the money that they made, but they did. And it's a new cycle, so we'll have a new cohort of people and they'll have to make the same mistakes. And it's unfortunate, and that's why I try and push my content out there. So send this to your noob friends, your no-coiners, your shit-coiners. It's not about trading, it's about understanding fundamentals, and then you can predict the future. It's very easy, it's very simple, and nobody can, as Lynn Alden says, nothing stops this train. Humans are only marching towards this technology. You don't have a choice. All right, and once you understand it, you'll see that as clear as day. You'll know exactly where we're going, and you'll know how to get yourself retired as fast as possible. Guys, hope you have a super day. I'm off for a swim now, a bit of proof of work, and do a bit of gym also. So I hope you have a super day, and for now I'll say Dinny out. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and throw a comment in if you have any questions. I'll check them out later. Dinny out.